inside your bedroom. We stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak a word. Lay here beside me. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on my flask, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I never dare to ask if we're gonna last. I'm needing all your love, needing all your love. Oh, when you move, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts. Your blood is pumping, I feel it in your veins, surfing your heat waves. Your taste is different, somehow it makes me brave. Chemical nature. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on my flask, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. Oh, when you move, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts. Oh my God, I'm a fool. Thought I'd never fall into you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so cruel how I'm loving the things you do. Ooh, yeah. Oh, when you move, oh my God, you know you're playing your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts. Your lips on my flask, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I'm a sucker for hearts.
Okay. Holy moly. Hello, everybody. I think that I am slowly losing my voice. I have kind of a migraine going. It's not too bad now. I had a little bit of caffeine, so that helped. May also keep me up forever and ever, but feel a little better in that sense. But my voice doesn't sound super great tonight. So hopefully it'll at least hold out through the live stream. I did bring with me a gigantic jug of water. Speaking of, this is a hydro jug. If you are curious, they're very cute. I've had the plastic one. This is the metal one. And if you would like one, you can get a discount by using the link down below. So fun things. I haven't really advertised that a lot, but there you go. You can get your own gigantic jug also. So I have that here, and we will see. I may end up going and running back to the kitchen for more like hot tea for my throat. We will see. So tonight, welcome to the weekly live stream, everybody. Hello, hi. All my friends are here. Jen says, hiccups, just popping in to say hi and let you know I will be joining in just a little bit. Well, glad to have you. Felicia is here. Everybody is joining. Thank you guys for coming. So, my book, Mistress of Shadows, which is the final book in the Guardians of the Six Gate series, it comes out tomorrow. I am super excited. And because I've been a bit behind schedule pretty much throughout the entire release of this book, I am finishing some of the very, very final details tonight for release day tomorrow. So everything is done pretty much. It's just some of the small things for like book launching. So like social media stuff, promotional ads and stuff, that kind of details I'm working on tonight. Although today I went on to finish uploading files for Ingram Spark because I did do that a lot later than I normally did. And when I went to upload to Ingram Spark, their website would not even load on my computer. So I'm going to try it again here in a little bit, and hopefully that will work because I'm going to try to hit go on Ingram Spark before I go to bed tonight because it tends to take the longest for books to show up. Amazon is already prepped and ready, so it should be perfectly fine for tomorrow. Ingram Spark, as per usual, is difficult. So we will see. It may be a tomorrow's project. I don't know, but we'll see. Now I'm definitely leaning towards going and getting that tea because one, the headache and the throat not working, my voice being gone, but also I am freezing in here. And I checked this thermostat on the way over here and it's actually set higher than normal. So there might be something wrong with me, guys. So that's me. What is everybody else planning to work on tonight? Felicia is watching movies with the kiddos until bed. That sounds so nice. I did that all of yesterday with my kiddo. So I had an author event yesterday, and it was an author event that I've never done before. I got asked to come and speak about how I approach world building. Since I've written kind of across the gamut a little bit. I have fantasy books, I have a science fiction book, I have a book coming out that is set in it's very much urban fantasy, but the fantasy elements are not at all the main plot. So the world building in that was a little different. So I presented on that yesterday morning, and Alex also had he was playing viola in a wedding. So he was out of the state even yesterday. So we had to get a sitter. And fun fact, the sitter runs a petting zoo. So Finn went and hung out at a petting zoo all of yesterday, which was great. But it was so rainy and freezing and gloomy that when I got home with him, the only thing I wanted to do was snuggle on the couch. And thankfully, he wanted to also. And he's at that age where it could go either way. He might be too wiggly to sit for long, or he may just melt at your side. And that was the case yesterday. So I sat on the couch with my toddler and we just watched like episodes and episodes of kids shows, which was very nice, I have to say. It was great being under that fluffy blanket, just snuggling like he is itty bitty again. It was the best. So maybe I am a little rundown, now that I'm thinking about it. I did a lot of laying around. I'm gonna have to take some time off after this release and just, I don't know, give myself a little break. So who knows? Maybe that's coming up next. But tonight we will be finishing off everything, absolutely everything aside from marketing for Mistress of Shadows. And it feels really strange. It's interesting because it feels like I've been working on this book a very, very long time. And kind of behind the scenes, I have been. So I wrote the very first book, Guardians of the Sixth Gate. I wrote the first draft like 3 years before it ever was published. I wrote it and then thought I'd come back to it, didn't come back to it. Decided instead of coming back to it, I wanted to experiment with the arena, and that was when I decided to try self-publishing and ended up really enjoying it. And so then that book was the next one on my list. So um this world has been in the works far longer than it's actually been in the public eye. So I didn't really realize that until this week when I was looking at the last calendar year of book stuff, and I realized that, wow, Guardians of the Sixth Gate only came out a year ago, and here I am finishing the trilogy on like the anniversary. So really strange because it feels like it's been forever in my world. And part of that I know is because I've been the one writing it and staring at it for ever and ever and ever. So um I'm excited to be done with it. It's a little bittersweet because I do love these characters, but I am also excited to, I think, bring it to a close and move on to a different story that falls within like the same world of Guardians and all of these supernatural elements, but is told very separate and differently than Guardians of the Sixth Gate. So I am excited. And everything that I have planned for the next year is quite a bit more grown up. So I'm excited for like a new chapter in my author life. Also, Rita is here. Hello, it's been a while. I miss watching movies with my littles. Yes, that is so, so fun. And Finn really likes to do that, to snuggle up on the couch, and he gets really into watching movies. We recently took him to his first movie at a theater. That was really fun. And it was a kids movie, so it's not a big deal that he like talked and laughed really loud through the whole thing because everyone else was doing it or thought he was funny. Um, so it was a good experience. So he's at that age where he really enjoys sitting and engaging in that. So it's been super, super fun. So many more movies in the future. There are a couple that I want to get around to watching with him for like the Halloween season. Um, First sprint. Let's go ahead, move into the first sprint of the night. We will do 20 minutes. There are a lot of other things that I would like to discuss with you guys coming up, or just like thoughts that I've had. I've been doing a lot of brainstorming in these live streams. So, for those of you who come to these live streams, thank you so much because I like to hear your thoughts. But also, the live streams are pretty unique in that there's a lot of things that I bounce off and talk about in these live streams that I really don't do anything else, like anywhere else, not even my newsletter and other places, not even Patreon sometimes. So I appreciate you guys and your thoughts for sure. And I want to talk about those things here in a little bit. But first, I think we should just get the ball rolling with the first sprint of the night. So we are going to put our 20-minute timer up. I think for the first sprint, I may double check to see if Ingram Spark is up so I can finish loading my last things. And then I may go and grab tea real quick, or at least get it started. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want the tea or not, or if I just want to snuggle up under a blanket and just deal with, like, I don't know. We'll see. I might go make tea. But we are going to start with 20 minutes on the clock with our very first sprint. So I will see you guys in 20, and hopefully I will have everything uploaded on Ingram Spark at that point. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. So I got Ingram Spark to work finally. I started doing like some searches and stuff, and I found that I was most definitely not the only person today reporting that Ingram Spark was having issues. But I kept refreshing the page, and eventually, I don't know what really happened, but it went. So Ingram Spark is up and working, and I was just waiting for like validation on all of my files and stuff. And it is just now telling me that the metadata and the content files, so like the actual book and the cover and stuff, look good. So everything should be done with that. I should be good to go to publish through Ingram Spark now. KDP's all set up. So ebook, print book, the paperback, I mean, pretty much all set up and ready to go. So exciting. That's done. I've started to look over some of my social media for the week. I did quite a bit of uh, my like promotional planning and everything, like scheduling out with Instagram. I did quite a bit of that this afternoon, but I didn't have my planner in front of me. So I had to do quite a bit of it, just like figuring it in my brain when everything needed to go out. And so I'm going to double check that here in a second. But then I think I might do a little bit of, I think I might look a little deeper into some of my analytics because I haven't done that in a while. So do some SEO research for a little bit and see what maybe I need to plan out that is doing really well on the interwebs and such. So that might be what I do next, just to see how I can do things better marketing wise. So, market research. Jenna's back. Had to shower after getting home from dinner with my parents. Don't know if I'm going to write tonight. Kind of riled up after debating with them about politics. So, I might just read. Woo, been there. Yes, that can like put you on edge for sure. Um, I'm not planning on doing a ton tonight either. Just like I said, I might just finish out the night doing a little bit of SEO research, looking at keywords and stuff, and some of the most commonly searched topics right now on various platforms. Um, I like to watch Modern Millie on YouTube, and there are some things that I've learned from her, like even just after watching a single video, my Instagram engagement was up quite a bit. So I'm going to use some of her tips and tricks. One of her, a site that she recommends for SEO research, just in case you guys were wondering how I go about doing that, was I think it's Poll the People. I have it in my bookmarks. So I'm kind of looking through now to see. I feel like it's Poll the People is what it's called. Let me just look. Let me just come over here and type this in a browser. Poll the People. Is this the site I'm thinking of? I think it is. No, this does not look like the same. This looks different. It's something the people, I thought. Huh, I don't know. But I'll let you guys know when I find out for sure. But Modern Millie, she posts a lot about mostly like social media and influencer things. But in some ways, a lot of what influencers are doing on like social media platforms can be replicated for other marketing techniques. And so I've been kind of taking a lot of those notes and incorporating them. And I have, especially on Instagram, noticed a big difference. And Modern Millie's favorite platform is Instagram. So it kind of makes sense. So just kind of fun. Yes. Oh, okay. So Ingram Spark was not just a me thing. I had Ingram wig out on me earlier. So far, it's okay. So I'm hoping to at least be able to like hit publish and get stuff in the system before it crashes again, because Ingram Spark is something. I spent that sprint getting lost in Instagram. Now I am going to read. Yes. Yes, Modern Millie. She's on YouTube. She posts a lot of different social media tips and tricks. And she also does I think she does it weekly, like a weekly roundup where she talks about changes that are coming to different social media platforms, all things in that, like the social media sphere. Trending topics. She talks about trending topics also, and things that are projected to be trending, so you can kind of get a head start. So she's great, and I have noticed a big difference since I've started using some of her tips and tricks. So very cool. Really, yes. Oh, that sigh about Ingram. Yes, that is exactly how I feel. I have so many mixed opinions about Ingram, and I know a lot of authors do. And some bigger name indie authors have actually gone away from using Ingram Spark. And in some ways, I would like to. By far, most of my sales are Amazon, if not just about all of them. Most of my sales come from Amazon, which is a little frustrating in its own right. But also, I go ahead and I post everything to Ingram Spark just so there's another option out there for people. I know my favorite indie bookstore locally to me uses Ingram specifically to source all of her books. She uses that discount and stuff. And so, if anything, the fact that I have my books on Ingram Spark makes it really accessible to her for it to be in my town locally. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Ingram, but they have kind of the monopoly on it, don't they? Although there are some other sites out there I hear that are doing a lot better. I think Draft to Digital is one of those that has kind of upped their game a little bit recently. So I don't know, maybe I'll start looking into some other options. It's only because I write indie or I want indie bookstores. Yes, exactly. That's the only reason that I really care to use Ingram also. I don't know. It's such a catch-22 though. So I did mention that there were some things I wanted to like brainstorm and just think through since I was on the live stream and I'm using this live stream to do so much planning. The author event I went to yesterday, I had talked about that a little bit. It was a workshop, talked about world building, yada, yada. I was not the only speaker. There were supposed to be 3 of us. I'd heard one of them speak before, and he actually ended up canceling. He couldn't make it out to us with weather and everything. He just couldn't make it out to us. So it was just me and a woman that I had never met before, another author. And she was amazing. Her name is Faith Phillips, and her writing is primarily true crime. She covers true crime cases, and specifically some of the really interesting ones that she's covered in her books. One of them is about the shooting of 2 young girls in her town. And it was really interesting because where she lives was an Indian reservation. It is the poorest county in Oklahoma where I live. Very, very poor. And they knew it was a local in this teeny tiny town because it was in a location that only the locals knew about and they couldn't solve it. So, really interesting story. That is actually coming out to Hulu very soon, which is amazing. She has a book, and this is not the only one. She also wrote about the Girl Scout murders, which is also an infamous case. I think the Girl Scout murders here in Oklahoma actually inspired Friday the 13th. I think that is where that case comes from, or that story comes from for Friday the 13th. I think it's kind of sourced from the Girl Scout murders in Oklahoma. But she wrote about that also and has an 8-part documentary coming out. So I spoke first And then she spoke after me, and I was blown away, but also I could not stop thinking, why the heck did they let me go first when this lady was going to waltz in and start talking about her Hulu series that's coming out? Oh my gosh. But her book is As I Lay Dying. I think that's the title of it. Maybe I can pull it up here in a minute, but amazing. I immediately went and bought the book. Now not As I Lay Dying. Now I Lay Me Down. Holy moly, different person. Now I Lay Me Down. Really interesting story. But my thought was that I would return to live streaming with other authors. I did a summer series where I chatted with other authors and writers from like all kinds of backgrounds and all stages of publishing too. Some of them were not published writers. And that was really fun. I learned a lot from that. But I think I wanted to incorporate that same idea, but into my live streaming and do like a once a month live stream with a guest author. That's my thought. That is something that Sarah Sutton does here on YouTube. Her and another friend do a once a month live stream late at night. They do a once a month live stream, and it's always the two of them. But I thought, how fun would that be to bring somebody else on just for a change of pace to write with, and maybe to combine forces so that we can, like further your reach, because it is so hard to get your name out there sometimes as an indie author. And if we could like cross our platforms, that would be so nice. And so I was just so blown away by her that I thought, I want this lady on my channel. So especially with her being another a fellow Okie. So I may do that. Don't really know the logistics of that or any thoughts that you guys have, but let me know if you have suggestions, because I really enjoy live streaming. I do. I like live events. And so all of my ideas that I've had lately have been that kind of stuff for my YouTube channel, because it's a lot easier for me to schedule and follow through with that than it is like the Wednesday videos where I do a special video. It's a little easier for me to do the live events. And so since I've been so busy, I've been thinking about how I can do more with my YouTube channel and without a ton more work. And that's kind of been the answer, it seems, is more live events. So, oh my gosh, you're probably right. It's probably a good thing I went first. Oh, that is so cool that you spoke at the conference. It was really fun. I've never talked about craft in that regard. I do all the time on my YouTube channel, and I have a couple videos where I talk about my experiences publishing, but I've never spoken to like a room full of people like that before. And from kind of like a teaching perspective even. So it was different. And it was fun because at the end we did like a little Q&A, and we got to bounce ideas off each other and give each other thoughts. So it really was like a workshop event, because everyone got to jump in and we all collectively worked together. But yeah, that was very fun. It was fun. Okay, I feel like I've just talked a ton. So maybe maybe it's time we move into the second sprint. Don't forget to like the stream below. Subscribe if you're not. I think all of you guys are. Thank you so much. I really have felt the love the last few weeks, especially with this book coming out. I've been in kind of a sentimental mood just because it is full circle that completing this series. And so that's definitely been close to my heart recently, all of the show of support that I've had and how that's grown in the last year. So thank you guys for following my channel and all of the like. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. Moving on to our second sprint of the night. We are halfway through our stream. we're going to go ahead with the second 20 minutes. I'm going to finish up here on Ingram Spark and then move into some SEO stuff, researching for my marketing for the next week at least. I really only plan a week at a time just because that tends to be how fast the internet changes. It changes by day. Usually by the end of the week, the trends and things that were really popular at the beginning of the week have started to wane, it seems, especially places like TikTok. So I really only plan a week at a time. So that is what my goal is for the second sprint. So here we go. 20 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay. So, second sprint down, I got all of my Ingram Spark stuff done. Although Ingram is weird and they may not fully approve of it. You know how it goes. Ingram's weird. So I'm holding out hope. But I'm still not feeling 100% about it being up for tomorrow. So there's that. But I moved on. I took a look at KDP, double checked everything there. I've already ordered a proof copy, so I know that printing wise it's good. And so I just had to go through, make sure all the metadata was the same and right. And it's now also ready for me to hit publish on. So I tend to do that quite a bit in advance just to be sure that everything's going to go up right. I know timing wise, everything's different anyway between time zones and stuff. I had originally planned to use Amazon's new scheduling feature for the paperback, and I had it set for that. But I went in the other day to adjust, I think it was pricing. I went in to do something, and that got skewed somehow, and then I could no longer schedule it for the 30th. The only time I could schedule it was like in November, and so I'm just going to go back to what I usually do and hit publish on it for the paperback and not worry about all of that stuff. I'll let the other authors working with that beta option, that new feature, tell me how that's going to work. So we'll see. Nice. Trying to get through this book I'm reading, not super enjoying. Oh man, that's no fun. I am almost finished. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow with The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. It's the prequel to the Throne of Glass series. I need to actually, speaking of, I need to order Throne of Glass. I don't own that book yet. So I need to go in and order it. So I have that ready to go when I'm ready to start the next book. So, hello, Stella. Stella, I don't think you've ever joined us before, at least that I've seen in the chat. I've never seen you in the chat. So, welcome. What are you working on tonight? We have done 2 sprints now, and we will do one more 20 minutes before the night is up. So, welcome. So, in that last sprint, aside from finishing Ingram Spark and KDP, so that Mistress of Shadows is ready to go tomorrow. I also started looking ahead because I think all of my social media stuff is good for the week, and some of that I will do as I go. And so I moved on a little bit to prepping things for my November release, the Christmas book, which is Winter Witches. It releases on the 27th. So I need to go through that book, and that might be something I do next week, and pull together quotes for image quotes, TikToks, and such. So I am getting around to doing that. And so I am getting a template prepped on Canva for that. I think it will really just end up being for those image quotes on Instagram. I think I might end up doing something slightly different for TikTok just because there are some, I think, more fun things than what I'm working with this template. So it may look slightly different, but that is what I am now starting to work on. And I think that's what I'm going to continue with on the third sprint, is continuing working through those kinds of things. Yes, I love Canva. I have recently discovered the Bulk Create app on Canva. I actually was going to put out an entire video. I had started it on kind of a tutorial, things that I do on Canva to streamline my author stuff. And using that feature was one of those. I was going to show you guys how you can take, how you can like go start with a template, which is what I'm doing now. You can get a template and you can upload. Essentially what I did is I uploaded all of my favorite quotes from Mistress of Shadows. I associated it with different fields in the template, hit create, and it created all like 30 or whatever of the quotes in one click of a button, which was amazing. So all you needed was a master list. Oh my gosh, there's that cough. So I am going to do the same with Winter Witches. So once I get a fun template that I like put together, because I'm creating it from scratch, that way it's super customized to everything I'm doing with the book, then I'm just going to upload my quotes and I will immediately have image quotes ready to go. It is super fun. I think it's called Bulk Create. It's under apps. So if you go into Canva, let me come in here just for funsies. If you go to Canva, you're going to go to apps. If you type in bulk, I know it comes right up. Bulk, yeah, it's Bulk Create. You click that and then you can upload a CSV file. So if you download like an Excel spreadsheet, or I did mine in Google Sheets, you could download the Google Sheets. You're just going to upload it and then you're going to associate the different like columns and hit go. And it is amazing. Once I learned that, that changed so many things for me. It didn't, not just like so many things, not just for writing, but also for things at work. It streamlined a lot of things in my world. So super excited. Love that. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work with Canva for sprint number 3. So I think that's pretty much everything that I'm going to that's pretty much all I'm doing for sprint number 3 is working in Canva to get things prepped for the next book. So that's what I'll be doing. Speaking of the live stream idea with the guest author once a month that I was talking about before we started that last sprint, I went ahead and I reached out to Faith Phillips. So we'll see if she has a free Saturday to maybe be a guest. If not, then I may start looking at some other options. I know a couple other authors. I mean, Jen is also an author, and I would love to have you at some point, Jen, again, because that was really fun. So I'm going to start working through my list of peoples very soon to see if anyone else is interested in doing that. So that we'll see if she answers. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue working on Canva in the next writing sprint for Winter Witches. So I think now would maybe be a good time to pull that up because we have been going for quite some time. I was very chatty in between that last sprint. So let's go ahead, put 20 minutes on our clock, and we will do our final sprint of the night and wrap up. So 20 minutes. I will see you guys here in a moment. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. I did not get a whole lot planned out as far as promotional stuff goes for Winter Witches, but I did get a response from Faith Phillips. So I'm going to set that aside though, come back to that here in a minute when I have a bit more time to look at scheduling and stuff. But I do like that idea, doing a once a month live stream, maybe on a Saturday, just as like a guest, just as something different, just to chat with some other authors. I have learned far more from other people's experiences, especially indie authors, than I have just doing research on topics. So, and it's fun to network. So I like this idea. So once a month, maybe doing a live stream with other authors is the way to go. So think that that pretty much wraps me up for the night. I don't know about you guys. How did everything go for you guys that sprint? Jen said, I'm skimming through this book, getting wildly weird. I've read a couple of those. Some of those were really popular books also that I read that got wildly weird. I'm reading Night Film. I do not know that book. I don't think I know that book. No, I have to look it up. Sometimes once I see a book's cover, I recognize them, but I don't recognize that one by name. So, who knows? Let's see. My headache has started to come back around now, and I don't know if it's because of my lights. It's not really that late for that to be an issue. I've been drinking water. I don't know. The caffeine helped throughout the day. This headache is kind of like come and gone. Um, along with like my allergies and whatever else this issue is. Everybody in our area has been having some issues with allergies. I think mostly because here where I am in the Midwest, we've had cold fronts move in and we've had weird weather come in and out. So that's getting people sick along with just like cold and flu season. So it could be, who knows? It could be anything. I don't know. Um, I had no idea what I was expecting going in, but it is not what I'm getting. That is always very, very strange. That's how I felt about the one book that's coming to mind. I don't really want to name it just because it is a pretty popular one and I wasn't as big of a fan. And I don't want to, I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. I have thoughts, but that's how I felt about that going in. I was promised something else and then it was twisted and it was not what I had expected. And so my view may just be skewed because it was not what I thought it was. um, but yes. Um, hopefully I'm not getting sick. I don't know. Apparently, COVID is pretty rampant in my area, although all of the doctors, at least in our area, that are treating it are saying that it is like people are not even that people don't know they have it unless they come in to see them because it is so mild in our area. People are not reporting huge issues. And I think some of that may be because I live in the Midwest and a lot of people did not take the pandemic seriously to begin with. And unfortunately, it's kind of like wiped through the area very quickly and with some unfortunate things coming out of that. But I think that maybe a side effect of that is that people have had to build up an immunity just because it did go through so fast in our community. So who knows? It could be a mixture of things. I do have a rapid test around here somewhere that I could take to be sure. I don't feel like it's anything like that. It's just the sinus headache that's making me wonder. But anyway, let's get off this rambly topic. Um, so Sunday, moving into this week, it is Halloween. Um, we already took our little guy today to a community event just because it is supposed to be like really cold on Halloween this year. And it's in the middle of the week. It's a Tuesday. He's still pretty little. And so The fact that to him, it's not going to matter so much what day it is. He just wants to go trick-or-treating and put on his costume. And so we did all of that today in case it is really, really cold Tuesday, but it is Halloween this week. I'm also hoping maybe to do some pre-order setup for Winter Witches coming up. And of course, it's release week. So I have promotional stuff going on like crazy. Um, and I don't really have any other plans for Halloween except maybe getting out with Finn and going in trick-or-treating. If you don't follow my social medias, you should, because I did post a couple photos of him. I don't post family stuff super often there. I keep it pretty writer-centric, but I did post that because he was adorable. He was Mario, along with a large population of little boys. There were a bunch of Marios at the event because of the movie this year. He loves Mario's. He was Mario. And his costume came with a little padded belly. It was adorable. So I did post that on my Instagram. Halloween. Cannot believe it's already the end of October. I feel the same way. I'm realizing that working in education like I do, and then just the way a lot of my writing stuff falls, October may very well be the busiest month of the entire year for me. So that's everything that I have coming up. Hopefully you guys will have a very nice week, an eventful one. Hopefully your Halloween will not be so cold. Or at least it'll be fun for you guys. Maybe it'll just be an event. I don't know. I love Halloween. But that is everything that I pretty much have for all of you guys tonight. It is getting kind of late. There was some rambliness in the stream earlier in the night. So I am going to wrap things up, maybe chat with Faith here in a minute, see if I can set up a guest live stream because I think that would be super, super fun. So if you have any other suggestions about who you might like to see, or maybe you want to be a guest, leave me a comment, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hope everyone has a good week. See you later.
Oh my God.